Hey there, this would be Carson. I go by Carson Sensei on some of the discords and social media regarding AJATT. Before I start this video, I just wanted to send out a brief message to you telling you that I would like to hear any sort of constructive criticism that could be made about my AJATT journey, my AJATT methodology, because this is something that I plan on doing for quite some time. Any bit of help that you could tell me would vastly um, vastly help me and help my journey, which is very important. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you about my AJAT journey and what I'm doing. So first of all, about me, I like to work out, swim, and learn. Learning has been a big part of my life, and I've very much so enjoyed learning many different types of material and languages, especially languages. I've I can speak English, French, Spanish, and now a bit of Japanese, although the amount that I'm speaking is rising thanks to AJAT. Um, how I discovered Japanese, how I started doing it, uh, really just how I started. I started doing Genki 1 and Genki 2 just like a normal college student would. Although my progress was very slow and I was forgetting a lot of it because I wasn't putting it into a fancy Anki deck, which really slowed me down. And it was just a very big waste of time for about a year or two and me just completing that book or those books. I was fortunate enough to discover Anki, and I did a quite a large sum of remembering the kanji. However, I did the other method that's not writing, which is known as the lazy kanji method, according to Katsumoto, who created the AJAT method, and I'm kind of paying the price for that a bit now. However, I do still have those kanjis down, and I plan on going back to doing the remembering the kanji method just a little bit later because I'm really enjoying doing the bilingual sentences right now. So, third of all, or not third of anything, but what's next would be how I found AJAT. I found AJAT on the Learn Japanese subreddit. There was a video posted of Matt vs. Japan's thoughts on, I believe it was Remembering the Kanji, the book. So I watched that, enjoyed his video, enjoyed his content, so I went through and watched a few more videos, and almost all of them were AJAT related or AJAT correlated. So I looked into it, read Katsumoto's website in entirety over the AJAT methodology, how it's supposed to work. I read some of Stephen Krashen's work on the I+1 method, as well as some from the Anti-Moon website. So I have all the basic principles of AJAT going through my head, which really inspired me to do this method because I could tell from the beginning that it was, I mean, this was very well put together. There's lots of information, lots of research that supports this method, as well as Kazumoto's thoughts on this method being meant for fun. And I can't think of a better way for me to tie together my likeness of learning with fun. So AJAT is where I am. I let's talk about some of the tools that I use. So I use Anki, which should be in the arsenal of every single AJETter ever. How I have this working is I use the actual the Nihongo Shark .com's kanji deck, which is just a kanji deck for reading them. Then again, I didn't rightly know about AJET then, so I didn't rightly know how I should be going about learning these kanjis, and I didn't really write them, but there's some of them you can still remember from your head. So I do those every morning. I do all my reps every morning. First thing, I my schedule goes a little bit like this. I wake up around 3:45 to 4, shower and get ready by 4:20. When I say get ready, I mean meditate. So shower, meditate, have all that ready by 4:20 to 4:30, and then I start on my reps before my first class in the morning, which is at 7:24 on the dot. So have I strive to have all my work done by then, which is a bit tough, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So my deck is made primarily of Take Him's cards. Um, he just does he just does work for a grammar guide that is very well put together, and it's very good to mine. I also have a couple other cards that I've heard in TV shows. I'll tell you a little bit more about the actual media in Japanese that I watch or listen to and read that helps me out and helps me find cards to make. Uh, so most of this right now is just a lot of grammar stuff, as it is the grammar guide. But I'm really enjoying it because it's something I could directly use since it's very grammar correlated. You could hear the actual grammatical layout of the words, although some of the vocabulary you still don't know, you still really get that feeling, that sense of knowing what's being put together, which is a great thing for me to practice when I'm listening to Japanese audio or reading Japanese text. The next tool I use is SSRS. That's just used for creating audio. That's all I do with it. I also have Colibri, which is used as a Japanese Japanese to Japanese dictionary. Helps me out because it helps me find the pronunciation of words, which I'm really getting into. I'm really digging pitch accent theory and how that works. I probably shouldn't be doing that this early at this stage, although it's a whole lot of fun for me because I just really like the linguistic elements of languages, and Japanese has some nice ones. Uh, this is the actual Notepad++, which is what most people are using to place in their backup SRS cards and such. I haven't done that for my Takim grammar ones, but any card that that I'm making myself, and I'm picking up, I'm putting into my um, Notepad++ work. As far as videos go, I showed you my desktop in the beginning. Right now, I'm just watching Rurouni Kenshin. I really like the videos, so I knew it was a sure shot for something that I could have continuous input in. So I play it through the night, play it through the day, whenever I get a chance. I also watch quite a bit of other animes, but what I do with them is I use SRS, Subs to SRS to create audio files and place them on my phone. So I deleted all other music that was on my phone so that I could just have Japanese audio. And I do listen to quite a bit of Japanese music, although I know that's not really a great thing to do because it's Japanese music and it's not going to be pronounced the same as Japanese fluid pronunciation and conversations. So I'm trying to wean my way off of that. However, it is a lot of fun for me. Uh, so some other Japanese things that I do, Japanese related. I really like speaking to people, and this is something that's difficult for me in AJATT because AJATT doesn't really want you to make output. It's not part of the hypothesis, the I plus one, the input hypothesis. But I do attend a Japanese Kaiwa club on Wednesday nights, and I've met quite a bit of Japanese people. And for me, if there's any sort of lack of motivation that I have, I can easily think about just how usable it is every single Wednesday night and how I'm getting to meet these new Japanese people that are very cool. And even though I am potentially making some bad habits while I'm speaking to them, I just have the absolute best time. So, I'm trying to, well, I can't really say that I'm trying to do that much about it. However, this past time, there, it's at a campus, um, and there's always the gaijins there that aren't doing the AJET method, that are just going through the university's material to study, which is also something that's very motivating because it's very interesting to me just how quickly I'm grasping this content compared to them, and I have nothing else to thank but AJET for all of that. So it's very interesting for me, but a lot of them they like to say that they're learning Japanese just by being at the Kaiwa Club, even though they're not really listening or speaking or anything. So uh, most of them are just speaking about the new animes and material that's coming out. So I just plug in my earbuds when I'm not speaking to the Japanese people there, and just get to work on some of my sentences. I really like writing them because it helps calm me down, and it's a lot of fun for me. So why would I not want to have fun? That's what this method's about. Um, I As far as media consumption, I like to watch videos on YouTube of game shows in Japanese. That just seems like a lot of fun for me. I'm a big fan of game shows in English, or I was. I liked Jeopardy and things, so it's interesting and it's a lot of fun for me to watch Japanese game shows as well as J-dramas. I've gotten really into iNori, which is on the Japanese Netflix. I use this little program called let's see, Soft Ether VPN, and I believe that Matt vs. Japan has a video on that, but that allows you to watch the Japanese Netflix, and there's all kinds of content on there. But I've gotten really into Ainori, and I'm gonna try to start Terrace House pretty soon, which is another Japanese drama or Japanese reality TV show. But I'm really digging those. I think those are a lot of fun. I also try to watch some anime. I'm not really in the loop on all the new stuff, so it's it's interesting and it's fun for me to try to find the new content. So I speak to some friends because I have some friends at school that are very hip and they're very new on that stuff, even though I'm not really. But I'm trying to find everything else I can. If there's anybody that wants to make any comments or any suggestions on media that I could consume, I definitely wouldn't mind that. I'm trying to start playing some video games. I have this little tool down here, which is called PCSX2, and it's a PlayStation emulator. Anyways, there's plenty of Japanese, I believe they're called ROMs for emulation. It's PlayStation 2 emulations, and right now I think I have Persona 3 and Monster Hunter 2, or one of the Monster Hunters. I haven't played it too much because I believe that's a little bit out of my skill level, and I think that I can be a bit more productive if I just really focus on listening to content right now. So I want to play those, but I just think that I'll leave them sitting there right now at least. But those are a lot of fun for me. Well, they would be once I get a chance. As far as other content goes that I'd consume, I'm up for anything. So I guess if anybody wants to just make suggestions, that's okay. I spoke about how I'm very open to any sort of criticism that anybody wants to give me about this method or this journey. Any help would be great. And how I'd like to use Japanese would be I'd like to use it in my future for any sort of career. I live in Kentucky right now, and there's quite a few factories in Kentucky that that are Japanese factories. And I guess that would be great. But if not, I really just enjoy learning languages, and I think that it's a fun time. It's fun for me to do this. So I really enjoyed that, and I'd like to. My ambition would be to be better at Japanese than the Japanese themselves. So I don't really know exactly how that'll work, but why not try for it? Yeah. And trying to think if there's anything that I'm missing here. I live in Kentucky in the United States. I'm a bit of a younger AJATTer. I'm still in high school, so I guess you could say that I have more time, or maybe I don't. I'm also enrolled in two colleges full time, so I wish everybody the best of luck that's also doing this, and I hope everybody makes it. I'd like to use any bit of information that I learned to help everybody else with this journey, because I want everybody to have just as much fun as I'm having learning through AJET, and I want everybody to succeed. So thank you for everything. This would be Carson or Carson Sensei, and uh, I guess that's it. Peace.